Thank you for listening to GCN. Be sure to visit GCNlive.com today.
All right, welcome back to The Bright Side, friends. We're talking the ketogenic diet and supplements that you want to use with the ketogenic diet. One of the most important is vitamin E. As we said yesterday, vitamin E, like vitamin A, is a normalizing vitamin. It helps stabilize things. It's a counterbalance to one of the most, probably the most misunderstood hormones in the body, probably the most misunderstood chemical in the body, next to cholesterol. I'd say cholesterol is the most misunderstood chemical in the body, most underappreciated, poorly recognized, as far as its health benefits go, poorly recognized molecule in the body is cholesterol. But a close second is cholesterol's derivative, which is actually a version of cholesterol, called estrogen. Isn't that interesting? Estrogen, testosterone, progesterone, DHEA. We're going to talk later on about another hormone called pregnenolone. All of these hormones that are so important for helping the body cope with stress, and that includes cortisol and vitamin D, by the way. All of these hormone-like substances that help the body cope with stress, help us grow when we need to grow, help us heal when we need to heal, help calm us down when we need to be calmed down, help us be fertile when we need to be fertile. All of these wonderful hormones, they're called the steroid hormones, are really versions of cholesterol. Yes, they're just tweaked versions of cholesterol. That's how chemistry is. You tweak something, you add a bond, or you add another molecule, or you change the structure in some way, just a slight tweak, and all of a sudden you have a different function. It's called structure function in the world of chemistry. You change the structure just slightly, and you get a completely different function. Well, it turns out that all these wonderful steroid hormones are basically versions of cholesterol. You tell that to the next boneheaded doctor who wants you to take a statin drug to suppress your cholesterol. You will also be suppressing all the versions of cholesterol, including cortisol and testosterone and estrogen and progesterone and DHEA. Tell that to the next doctor who wants you to take a statin drug. He probably doesn't know this. Anyway. So vitamin E stabilizes things, and particularly one of the major things it stabilizes is estrogen. If you're dealing with an estrogenic health issue, really everybody should be using vitamin E, but especially if you're dealing with an estrogenic health issue, an autoimmune disease, breast cancer, even Alzheimer's disease and prostate issues. Prostate disease is thought to have an estrogenic component. Despite what we hear from the mainstream press and from our doctors and from the mainstream medical model, estrogen is not a kind and gentle youth-promoting anti-aging hormone, but actually a pro-inflammatory stress hormone whose net effect is to jack things up, to increase inflammation, to make things grow, to cause the secretion of fluids and fibers. This is where estrogen gets its supposed reputation for being helpful for skin, by the way, because it increases fiber production. But that's not necessarily a good thing. You don't want to jack things up in the body. Estrogen jacks things up. It amps things up. Now, to be fair, estrogen does, women do make more estrogen when they're younger. Men, too. We do make more estrogen when we're younger, because one of estrogen's main roles is, for a woman anyway, is to make her fertile. Estrogen is associated with blonde hair and fair skin. Women's skin will typically get darker as they get older. Sometimes little girls will have blonde hair, and as they get older, their hair will get darker. All of this is the manifestation of a drop in estrogen. After a woman gives birth, her estrogen drops. And as we get older, our estrogen drops. This is probably why men are so fascinated with blonde hair, why women will go to great lengths to please their men who are so fascinated by blonde hair. Blonde hair indicates estrogen, which indicates fertility, which is associated with youth. And that's where estrogen gets its youth-promoting reputation. But there's a problem. See, there's really no such thing as estrogen. That's the problem. There are many, many, many estrogens. Estrogen is like a family. It's not like a child. It's a family, and it's a big family. There's hundreds of, maybe even thousands of estrogens. There's estrogens that are made by plants. Those are called phytoestrogens, and there's lots of those. Soy. This is the problem with soy. You guys probably heard of this, how soy can be feminizing. It's not necessarily true, but the reason it gets its reputation as being feminizing is because it contains phytoestrogens. Beans, legumes, various herbs, black cohosh, dong quai, vitex. These are all herbs that contain plant estrogens. There's actually a product called Oestrogen. You may have heard of this. It's over-the-counter product, and it's marketed for women's hot flashes. It contains phytoestrogens, particularly one from black cohosh, or maybe it's blue cohosh. It's one of the cohoshes. Then there's the xenoestrogens. These have been in the news the last few years. BPA, for example. They're in plastics. They're made industrially. These xenoestrogens leach out of plastics and they can cause problems. Glyphosate, the pesticide, a lot of pesticides actually are like estrogens. So you got industrial estrogens, you got phytoestrogens, and then you have your biological estrogens. Those are made by us, made by animals in general. So all told, there's thousands of these things, thousands of these estrogenic compounds, and in the body you've got a couple of dozen. And many, in fact, most of these estrogens are formed temporarily. This is really where the problem with estrogen comes from. It's in these temporary byproducts, these breakdown products of estrogen. This is where the digestive system becomes so darn important. We'll talk about it when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. Okay, so estrogen. Very, very fascinating stuff. Very misunderstood. If you really want a hormone that's going to help soothe hot flashes, a beneficial non-toxic hormone, use progesterone. We'll be talking about that here in a little bit, or pregnenolone for that matter. We'll be talking about that one too here later on. So estrogen is found in nature as phytoestrogens. It's found industrially, a phyto meaning plant. It's found in legumes and beans. It's found industrially as a byproduct of plastics and polymer manufacturing. And, of course, it's found in the biological system of animals, particularly mammals, us, humans. So here's the problem with estrogen. Estrogen is mega potent. When I was compounding estrogen products in the compounding pharmacy, I had to be so careful. I had to have this special pharmaceutical scale that measured in the micrograms. Because if you were off by just 1 microgram, 1,000th of a gram, 1,000,000th of a gram, what am I talking about? If you're off by 1,000,000th of a gram, right, you would throw somebody's biochemistry completely off. The difference between 0.1 milligram and microgram and 0.2 micrograms is serious. It's significant. So because estrogen is so powerful. So the body, when estrogen goes up, the body immediately attempts to break it down and clear it. And this is where the problem comes from. The breakdown products of estrogen are especially toxic. Estrogen itself is potent, but the breakdown products are especially toxic. Usually that's not a problem because they're only around for a millisecond. They're only around for a brief nanosecond, a brief amount of time. Then they're cleared if we're healthy. But they're cleared through the gallbladder and the bile and the liver and the intestine and the bowel movements. That's how they're eliminated out of the body. That whole system, that lower part of the body, is where estrogen's eliminated. And how many of us have problems there? If you have a gallbladder missing, you're at higher risk for problems with estrogen. If you are not producing enough bile, you're at higher risks for problem with estrogen. If you have ulcerative colitis or irritable bowel syndrome or any intestinal issue, you're at higher risks for problems with estrogen because these toxic metabolites aren't going to get cleared out. These toxic breakdown products aren't going to get cleared out as effectively. If you have a problem with your gut bacteria, again, you're going to have an estrogen problem. If you have any estrogenic issues, in fact, that's the first thing you want to do, is start to work with your gut bacteria because of the very important relationship between gut bacteria and all the the rest of the digestive system, and the relationship between gut bacteria, probiotics, the microbiome, whatever you want to call it, and detoxification and elimination of estrogen. If you're constipated, you're going to have a problem because estrogen is going to build up in the body. So this is really where estrogen gets its bad reputation. It's from these toxic byproducts that aren't getting cleared out. If you have any estrogenic health issues, fibromyalgia, by the way, is a classic estrogenic issue. I just talked to a young gal yesterday, 31 years old, and she wasn't hearing it. She wasn't going to have any of it. Oh, I went to my doctor. My doctor did a trigger point, blah, 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 blah. Listen, if you got fibromyalgia, you got an estrogen issue, period. And if you don't believe me, just start working on your estrogen and watch what happens. Something as simple as getting on probiotics. Something as simple as fasting. Something as simple as fiber. Oh yeah, fiber. Amazingly important for helping the body process estrogen. If I was a woman with an estrogenic health issue, I'd be doing fiber every day. I do fiber every day anyway, but especially if you have any kind of estrogenic health issue, fibromyalgia, autoimmune disease, Alzheimer's disease, which is partially an estrogenic issue, as I said, infertility issues, problems with your period, endometriosis, another, if I had $1 for every time I heard somebody tell me their doctor wanted to take out their female reproductive system because they had endometriosis, I would be a very wealthy man. This is how they do it. They take out your womb. Nobody thinks about estrogen. If you have endometriosis, work on your estrogen. If you have fibromyalgia, work on your estrogen. And when I say work on your estrogen, I mean work on how you clear it. More fiber, probiotics, make sure you're having regular bowel movements, vegetable juices, which contain fiber, fermented vegetable juices, digestive enzymes, including pancreatic enzymes, bile salts, lecithin. These are all incredibly important strategies for helping clear out toxic estrogen byproducts that don't involve straight-out nutrition. If you want straight-out nutrition, zinc, vitamin A, vitamin E. Vitamin E is the quintessential estrogen-blocking substance, or estrogen, I shouldn't say blocking, but estrogen-balancing substance, estrogen-normalizing substances. So if you have any kind of estrogenic health issues, fibromyalgia, endometriosis, breast cancer, any kind of estrogenic cancers, prostate issues in men, please focus on estrogen and balancing out estrogen. There's a zillion strategies. In fact, everything we're talking about here when it regards the ketogenic diet is going to help you with your estrogen, including and especially vitamin E. This is one of the most important and underappreciated roles for this fabulous, stupendous vitamin that nobody gets enough of unless they're supplementing. And by the way, for you guys using the Mighty 90 Essential Nutrients and you're depending on the Mighty 90 Essential Nutrients, you need more vitamin E. Go get some vitamin E. Now, there's different types of vitamin E, of course. Alpha tocopherol is the most famous one. 400 international units a day if you're looking for a dose. At least 200, but 400 is a great place to be. You could take 800. There's different forms of vitamin E, and I want to tell you about that when we come back from our break. We'll also take your phone calls. Okay, a couple more things I want to say here about vitamin E. Next program, we're going to start talking about pregnenolone. Love this stuff. Works hand in hand with vitamin E. Vitamin E is very important if you're going to be ingesting more fats in terms of the ketogenic diet. There are different types of vitamin E. You have 8 different types. The most common is called alpha tocopherol. That's the one that's found in the most abundance in the body and in formulations. But in nature, vitamin E occurs as 8 different types in 8 different forms. And that's why the best way to supplement is to make sure you're getting all 8 different forms. That's tough because there's not one product that I know of that has all 8 different forms. At best, you'll get mixtures, a mixture of 4. Well, you may be able to find mixed tocopherols and mixed tocotrienols. I take that back. They're not readily available, put it that way. But you can get something called mixed tocopherols, which is all 4 of the tocopherols, which, by the way, means to bear children, because tocopherol is a fertility vitamin. It blocks or it normalizes estrogen, which is anti-fertility. Estrogen is for growing a baby, not for conception. Vitamin E helps with conception. Thus the name tocopherol. The next type of vitamin E is called tocotrienols, and this is new stuff. Not a couple years old. Well, last 20 years we really started to understand how powerful tocotrienols are, and they are powerful. So if you want to start taking the super extra deluxe powerful form of vitamin E, in addition to the tocopherols, you want tocotrienols, and again, look for mixed tocotrienols, and that way you'll get 4 different tocotrienols. Mixed tocopherols, you get 4 different tocopherols, and then you have your 8 different forms of vitamin E. All right, so much more to say here. Let's see. You know what? I'm going to take some phone calls, and we'll continue talking about this on our next Bright Side episode. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. 844-236-6010 is our number. Les in Nevada. Good morning. What's going on, buddy?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, yes. First of all, I want to share a positive story with you.
Yeah.
You've been working with me on my prostate issue, and I've ordered all the supplements that you recommended, and I brought my blood pressure down from 200 in 9 days to the normal range.
Now, how do you like that, Les? Praise God. How do you like that? No drugs, no doctors. You just added years to your life. You didn't have to deal with fatigue and lethargy and depression and erectile dysfunction and all the other stuff that comes along with your beta blockers and calcium channel blockers. Praise God. Thank you for sharing that, Les. I want everybody to understand this is what is possible. Les, you have no idea how many people you just helped by sharing that story. Thank you so much.
It's true. It happened in less than 9 days. The second thing is my digestive tract is beginning to work normal again.
How do you like that?
I can really tell the digestive tract has improved.
That's awesome. How old are you, Les?
I'm 68.
Good deal. You just added a decade to your life, probably, hopefully. You added years to your life, whatever. Keep it up. That's
Okay.
awesome news. Awesome news.
My third success is I brought my creatine levels down from 18 to 6.
I did
this in 9 days.
That's unbelievable. You were at 18. Were they all freaking out? Were they telling you about?
Oh, yeah. They were telling me I was going to die.
Oh, my God. That is crazy. For the listeners, creatinine is a measurement of kidney function, and 18 is that's saying you got some damage there. But you're on the right track, Les. If you imagine, you've only been doing this for 9 days. Imagine after 6 months or 9 months or a year. Imagine what's going to happen. Thank you so much for sharing that, buddy. Do you have any questions?
One more important issue.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I've been working on this 9 days, and you indicated to me that the swollen prostate would start changing within maybe 2 weeks. I've been on it 9 days. Okay, my prostate is still locked up. I am not passing urine.
Okay. Did I tell you about the beta cytosterol?
Yes, I'm on the KB and the other supplement that Longevity has.
How about zinc? Are you doing 50 milligrams of zinc?
Yes, I went down. Yeah, you gave me about 5 different things to take. I ordered them. I got them in 3 days, and I've been religiously taking them.
Keep going. You're heading in the right direction. Give it some more time. You're heading in the right direction, my friend. With all these markers dropping like this significantly, you're cruising. So keep going.
In other words, what I'd like to do is be able to call you back in 10 days and
I'd love it.
that this prostate is
I'd love it
to shrink. So just stay with the program.
Stay with the program, absolutely.
Am I doing as well as expected?
Oh, my God. You're doing amazing, Les. You have no idea. First of all, you warmed my heart, and I'm sure you've helped a lot of listeners. That's a beautiful story, Les. Thank you so much for sharing that. Listen, you still got to work with the diet and stuff. If you could do a couple-day fast, that will make a big difference if you want to.
I've been fasting. I'm good at that.
Good.
I'm fasting right now.
Good deal. Keep going, Les. You're heading.
I lost a lot of weight. I think I lost 15 pounds.
Dude, you have no idea how much what you did. You just saved yourself a whole lot of health grief in the future, just in these 9 days. But stay in touch. I'd love to work with you personally, Les. So stay in touch, okay? Thank you so much, Les. Thanks for sharing that, buddy. Okay, that's awesome. I love those stories. Love them. I hear them all the time. I've been hearing them for decades, but I can't tell you how gratifying that is when somebody just gets it and then starts to achieve these results. And if you're out there listening and you're dealing with a health challenge, I am telling you, this is what is possible. Not because of me, but because of you, because of how the body is built, how the body is structured. It's a regenerating system, and degenerative disease is an aberration. It should not be occurring. And as soon as you do a few things, this is the kind of results you get. And quickly, 9 days, quickly, you get these kinds of results. All right, Aaron in Canada, good morning. Welcome to the bright side. What's up? Hey, we're in Canada. Dan. Where are you in Canada, by the way?
Edmonton.
Okay. Is it snowy out there?
I'm sorry?
Is it snowing out there?
No.
I'm going to be in Toronto tonight.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I want to first of all tell you how grateful and how much I appreciate all your hard work that you're doing for everyone on this planet.
Thank you.
I'm calling on behalf of my wife. She's got some serious health issues. I don't know how much can be done to help. She's got what's called osteogenesis imperfecta.
Okay, gotcha.
It's known as brittle bone disease.
Right. How old is she?
She is 44 46 years old.
Okay. Anything else going on with her? She must have other stuff too. Nobody just has.
I can do that after the commercial.
Okay, good. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate that. We'll take a break and come back with Aaron in Canada. And if you're on hold, we'll come back to you as well. 844-236-6010 is our number. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back right after this with more good health information. Don't go away. All right, we are back on The Bright Side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We're talking to Aaron in Canada. Are you there, Aaron?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to go really fast here. Osteogenesis imperfecta.
Right, or it's called OI for short.
Right. It's basically just, forget the diagnosis. It doesn't matter. This is the way doctors impress themselves and impress us with Latin.
Okay.
All it means is, you know how they say there's 12, well, I don't know if you know this, but I've said this before, there's 12,800 or so different degenerative diseases.
Right, you have.
Right? Well, there's only one. That's a lie to create specialists and to take our money and so we can all get categorized. The only degenerative disease is called MBFA disease. I made it up.
Okay.
All right? And it's English. It's not Latin. It stands for My Body is Falling Apart disease. Okay? That's the only disease there is. My body is falling apart disease, okay?
Right.
And guess what? Your wife has it. That's all.
Well, she was born with it. That's the problem.
Okay. It can be. There's a genetic connection to it, absolutely, but it doesn't matter because we can't put her back in the womb and start from scratch. So we got to start where we start. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I could. Okay, so just to let you know, I did email you last night, but I was so concerned about her condition that I have to call.
Okay, good. I'm going to help her right away. I'm going to help her right away. And did you put your phone number in the email?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so here's what we got.
Really appreciate
I'm going to call you. Okay, give me a few days, but I'm going to call you. But here's the thing. I want to get you going right away, okay? We got to turn her into Arnold Schwarzenegger. We got to turn her into a bodybuilder. You follow me? We got to get her. We got to build her up, and there's a whole bunch of stuff you're going to do. But we want to start right away. Work on the digestive system first and foremost. Once you start until you do that, and by the way, that's part of the problem. One of the symptoms in MBFA, my body is falling apart disease, or if you prefer OI or osteogenesis imperfecta, whatever you want to call it, is the digestive system breaks down. So that means she becomes malnourished, and that exacerbates the problem. You get this vicious circle. You follow me? The digestive system is breaking down like everything else is breaking down. So you get malabsorption, you get malnourishment, you get basically starvation. That makes the problem worse, which makes the digestive system break down further, and you get more problems. Stuff starts leaking into the blood. You get toxic reactions. End result is a mess. So what do you do? If you go to a doctor, they're going to say, where do we even begin? Oh, we'll give you Prozac. At least you'll be dumbed down. Okay, that's what they'll say. But I'm telling you how you got to handle this. First and foremost, get her on probiotics today. Don't even wait an hour. Get her on the best probiotic supplement you can find. Of course, I like the Ultimate Nightly Essence. And start doing vegetable juices and fermented foods. Okay? You want to, and I'm not going to be able to call you for a few days, but while you're waiting to hear from me, vegetable juices, soups, chicken soup, bone soup. You know about that? Fresh homemade chicken soup. And
I listen to your podcast. I definitely understand.
You know where I'm going then. You know where I'm going.
I know where you're going with this, but I can save this for the phone call. It's just there are numerous issues.
I got you, but you got to start. Say again?
They're psychopathic in nature, these doctors. They're satanic. I actually work in a hospital. It's sick.
Yeah, I know. You know, that's why I do this program, Aaron, because I got to expose this. That's why I do this program. Nobody knows this. What you're saying, people who work in hospitals know this. Nurses know this. Pharmacists know this. But the average person doesn't understand. We've deified the medical model to the extent that I sound like I'm a nut. I sound like, when I sound like I'm some kind of crazy person when I talk about this. That's how entrenched the model is. The meme is so built in to our culture. But anyway, I want to get to some more calls. I want to help your wife right away. So have her minimize her calories. No eating unless she absolutely needs to.
Okay, now I apologize for interrupting. I've tried to tell her about the fasting. The problem is she's 55 pounds.
No, I didn't say fasting. I know,
but fasting is part of the process, too, right?
We'll do it later. For now, I want to get her going. Give her bone soup, delicious chicken soup, make it with her or for her, and then just load it up with chicken, nice big chunks. Make sure it's all dissolved. Everything's, spend 12, 20, 24 hours simmering it, so everything's all dissolved as best as you can. And then if you can get her on the Healthy Start Pack, that would be great. Fermented foods, probiotics, and vegetable juices.
Okay.
Delicious vegetable juices with lots of salt and lots of spices.
Okay.
And mix her favorite veggies. She'll love it. She'll absolutely love it. If you can get her to do some coconut oil, that will help too. And then I'll be getting in touch with you in the next few days, but that's going to get her going. That'll get her started. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you so much, Aaron. What do you do in the hospital, by the way? What do you do in the hospital?
One of the lowest level jobs. I clean there, but I try to educate people from what I've been learning. I talk to a lot of people who really don't care to know knowledge. They don't seem to care about themselves. They don't seem to have any self-awareness. There's hand sanitizers there. I try to tell people that's genocide because bacteria on the hands is important because it goes to the gut. I understand the importance of the gut bacteria, and
Aaron,
what they're
awesome.
really doing is trying to kill people.
You're awesome, man. I look forward to talking to you, buddy. Thanks so much for your call. Take care. God bless you. God bless you. All right, let's go to David in Texas. Or I'm sorry, Cam in Texas. What's up, Cam?
Hey, Ben,
Cam?
can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's going on, man?
Yeah. Hey, old broken down athlete. In fact, I played football and rugby down the road from you at the airport.
Where did you play football?
Air Force Academy.
Oh, wow. When did you play?
Right. Oh, in the late '80s. So I'm a
late '80s. Who was there? There were some players there, I think, weren't there?
Yeah. Chad Hennings.
Oh, yeah, Chad Hennings.
Fisher the Bear. Yeah, I played with Chad.
Yeah. Oh, nice. That must have been fun. Is he still? No.
Great guy. Yeah, we keep in touch, and it was good times. And I went from football to rugby, so I went from.
Are you big? Are you a big man? You're a large fella.
Yeah, I'm 6'2", and I'm hovering around 260. And so I've had this. I actually tore my disc playing rugby my senior year, and it still plagues me to this day. And so I know one of my issues is my weight, but I've been to chiropractors, I've been to PT, the whole bit. I'm going. There's obviously another approach I need to take. So I wanted to call.
So what are you about? Your 40s? Are you mid 40s?
I'm 49.
49. Okay, so here's the deal. Yes, there is, and it's going to get worse unless you start to do something about it, okay? So first of all, most importantly is you got to eliminate anything that's causing inflammation. That is basically going to be food and sugar. So anything pro-inflammatory you need to avoid. And you may notice that your pain flares up after certain foods or after certain meals. And if you don't notice it, start to notice. Pay attention. After we eat pro-inflammatory foods, especially sugar and starches that break down into sugar, inflammation will spike. Second thing you want to do is start using digestive enzymes on an empty stomach and with food. Take them throughout the day. Then that'll help the inflammation. That will help have anti-inflammatory effects, help the inflammation, and of course, it will also help you digest your food if you take it with food. Use some apple cider vinegar to activate the enzymes. The next thing you want to do is make sure you're doing lots of glucosamine and something called hyaluronic acid, which you may have heard of, as well as silica, and all of these are found in cartilage. Now, you get cartilage in several places. Number one, you're going to get it from bone soup. You should be living on bone soup. Well, not living on it, but you should be doing lots of it. The glucogel caps also will get you glucosamine. You can go get some extra hyaluronic acid in a health food store. You might also want to get some liquid silica gel. You can get that in a health food store too. Next thing is essential fatty acids. These are the molecules of inflammation and anti-inflammation. You want to be using them generously. Ultimate EFAs 9 to 12 a day. Do it with food. If you notice that you have any digestive issues, you burp or you bloat or you feel discomfort after you do your EFAs, that's a clue for you. That means that you're not absorbing or processing your fats and fatty vitamins, and that will exacerbate inflammation and slow up repair. Make sure you're taking your fatty vitamins as well. Vitamin E is incredibly anti-inflammatory, 400 IU a day. Alpha lipoic acid is also very inflammatory. I'd be doing 400 milligrams of alpha lipoic acid a day. Vitamin A, 20,000 IU a day. Vitamin C, if you can sip on the BTT all day long, that'd be great. I throw in a little bit of extra vitamin C as well. And then last but most certainly not least, you got to get a good source of protein. The bone soup is a good source of protein, but if you can do whey protein, that would help as well. That's my favorite form of protein. You probably know all about whey as a former athlete. And then last thing I want to tell you is there's a body work called rolfing. Are you familiar with rolfing, Cam?
I'm not.
Okay, well, look into it. Where in Texas are you?
I'm in Austin.
Okay, there are plenty of Rolfers there. Just look up Rolfing, Rolfing. They break up. It's a very deep, intense massage work where they break up scar tissue. And if you got that's a 25-year-old injury, guaranteed there's going to be scar tissue in there, and that needs to be broken up. And it's not going to feel comfortable when they're breaking it up, but it'll feel awesome when they're done. So look up Rolfing, Rolfing. And there's so many more things you could do, but that's a great place for you to start. That's not comprehensive. There's more, but that's a great place to start. Thanks so much for your call, Cam. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And gosh, guys, I'm sorry I left you on hold. I really, really hate doing that. But just that's just how it goes on the bright side. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. Thanks so much for listening. Check out my skin health products at truthtreatments.com and check out the longevity products at brightsideben.com, criticalhealthnews.com, or pharmacistben.com. Love to have you in the Brightside team. 866-735-2470. Call the phone team. Let them know you want to join the Brightside Ben team. All right, folks, have a beautiful, spectacular, wonderful day. We'll talk to you all later, friends. Bye for now.
There's a man named Dr. Joel Wallach who is anything but your typical doctor, both a veterinarian and naturopathic physician. Doc asks, why does the United States spend more money on healthcare by far and still rank 50th in health and longevity worldwide? He believes that people should empower themselves with a basic understanding of nutrition, take charge of their health, and attain optimal health and longevity through nutrition, not by toxic prescription drugs that lead to side effects and more toxic prescription drugs. Doc Wallach's message is resonating with an increasing number of Americans who are waking up to all the big government, big pharma, and big insurance manipulation of our healthcare system. I'm George Norrie, and I like what Doc Wallach is saying and doing to enlighten people about healthcare. Visit brightsideben.com and listen to Doc Wallach's Deadly Recipes lecture. It makes a lot of sense, and I urge you to join the Brightside Ben team. Go to brightsideben.com. That's brightsideben.com.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market, the gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Are you worried about how dangerous the world has become? In these days of terrorist attacks, natural disasters, or even a future collapse, you need to be medically prepared to keep your family safe. I'm Joe Alton, MD of store.doomandbloom.net, where you'll find an entire line of uniquely designed medical kits and supplies for when help is not on the way. For everything from individual first aid kits to the ultimate family medical bag, go to store.doomandbloom.net today. That's store.doomandbloom.net. You'll be glad you did.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market, the gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't pick on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
My computer is so slow, it's making me crazy.
I used to have that problem.
Did you quit using a computer or did you buy a new one?
No, I called Geeks On Site. They made an appointment to visit my home and showed up the same day.
You mean they didn't ask you to bring your computer to a shop? That's what happened when I called a support company.
Geeks On Site can go to your home or business or even repair your computer online. They have 24/7 emergency service.
If you're having problems with your PC or Mac, call Geeks On Site, 1-800-591-1682. Our friendly certified computer repair experts are available 24/7. Call now for a free diagnosis, 1-800-591-1682. Data recovery, virus removal, and maintenance for all laptops, desktops, printers, and networks. That's Geeks On Site for friendly certified computer repair experts available 24/7 over the phone or in your home or business. Just call 1-800-591-1682. That's 1-800-591-1682, 1-800-591-1682.
Most of you know that heart disease is the #1 silent killer in the U.S. What if I told you for just $54.95 a month you could fight against heart disease naturally? At Heart and Body Extract, we've been helping thousands of people get back to a healthier heart. Don't just take my word for it. Check out all of the success stories at hbextract.com. Or to order, call 866-295-5305. That's 866-295-5305. hbextract.com. Don't risk it when you can take charge of it.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
You've woke up to the deception. You understand how big government and corporations are controlling you. Guess what? The trail goes even deeper. When you want to learn the full truth, visit toolsforfreedom.com. We take you further into uncovering the conspiracy than you've ever been before. Click toolsforfreedom.com. Use coupon code RADIO to get a free DVD today. Or call 800-770-8802. That's 800-770-8802. Toolsforfreedom.com.
Normal blood pressure, naturally. How would that make you feel?
I'm Don from New Mexico. January of 2000, I had a heart attack. Then my real health began going downhill. I had high blood pressure, diabetes, poor vision. I wasn't sleeping well. I was a mess.
Don reports dramatic improvements with Heart and Body Extract.
I started taking Heart and Body Extract. From within a few days, I started sleeping better. My blood pressure normalized. My diabetes normalized. My sleep improved.
Experience these benefits and more when your body heals itself with the assistance of Heart and Body Extract. Order at hbextract.com or call 866-295-5305. That's hbextract.com or call 866-295-5305.
And folks, I did not expect this at all. By the 7th, 8th, and 9th day, I saw dramatic improvements from taking Heart and Body Extract.
Heart and Body Extract comes with a 100% ironclad money-back guarantee. Details at hbextract.com or call 866-295-5305 for Heart and Body Extract.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states.
Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market. The gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
Remember Pearl Harbor. Now you can buy, for the first time ever, the 75th anniversary Pearl Harbor legal tender solid gold coin from the U.S. Money Reserve. Call 1-800-329-6700 right now or go online to usmoneyreserve.com. 1-800-329-6700.
Registered pharmacist Ben Fuchs knows the benefits of supplementing with whey protein for optimal health and vitality. That's why he recommends protein shakes like the ones available through the Suzanne Division of Longevity.
Whey is ridiculously important. In fact, next to human mother's milk, whey protein is the most nutrient-dense food. There's 2 major proteins in cow's milk, casein and whey. The whey part of milk contains growth factors and immune-stimulating factors, building the immune system. You're talking about cancer. The body has cancer fighters built into it. The body has molecules and entities that kill cancer. Those are part of the immune system.
To build and support your immune system, order the protein shakes from the Suzanne Division of Longevity. Available in chocolate and vanilla. Call 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470. Or on the web at brightsidebib.com. That's brightsidebib.com. Order today.
We all have heard about the benefits of fish oils, but what about the presence of heavy metals, PCBs, dioxins, furans, and other contaminants found in fatty tissues of fish? GCNteam.com recognizes this risk and offers IFOS certified tested omega-3 fatty acids. EPA, DHA insist on IFOS omega-3 fatty acid certification. Get the best at GCNteam.com or call 877-878-4203.
I'm Nick Soboleski, a Select Quote agent with a true story that could save you hundreds of dollars a year. A woman named Linda just called. Her husband, Ray, has a $300,000 group life insurance policy, but is changing jobs and can't take it with him. Well, I impartially shopped the highly rated term life insurance companies we represent and found Ray, who is 41 and takes medication to control his cholesterol, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $26 a month. That's almost twice the coverage for less than half of what he had paid. If SelectQuote hasn't shopped for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 1-800-403-4885. That's 1-800-403-4885. 1-800-403-4885. Or go to SelectQuote.com. We shop, you save. Get full details in the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Your price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Water is the single most important thing your body needs, so you want to be sure it's the best for you and your family. Since 2005, thousands have depended on Berkey purified water. The Berkey Guy provides the lowest priced filtration systems in every size. For incredibly delicious water now and in an emergency, get to GoBerkey.com or call 877-886-3653. 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com.
A good stove is at the top of the list for any serious survivalist. That's why you have to see the full range at Emberlit.com. Simple, elegant, but extraordinarily efficient. Available in titanium or stainless steel, the Emberlit line of stoves are ultralight, pack flat, and work great. Fueled only by sticks and debris. From emergency situations to long-term survival, Emberlit stoves are up to the task. Emberlit, the most convenient, easy-to-carry wood stoves on the planet. See them all at Emberlit.com.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
75 years ago, America suffered one of the worst moments in American history, the attack on Pearl Harbor. Now you can remember December 7th, 1941, with the purchase of the first ever 75th anniversary Pearl Harbor legal tender solid gold coin from the U.S. Money Reserve. Call 1-800-490-3200 right now for the official 75th anniversary Pearl Harbor legal tender gold coin from the U.S. Money Reserve, the only company authorized to distribute these 100% solid gold coins. Remember Pearl Harbor with this limited official gold release. 1-800-490-3200 or online at usmoneyreserve.com.
By now you know that wireless technology like cell phones do in fact pose dangers to the health and privacy of everyone. Blockit Pocket's wide range of products are unmatched in providing the protection you deserve. No scare tactics, just common sense. BlockitPocket.com offers quality American-made options to alleviate and eliminate these invisible dangers. Learn more at BlockitPocket.com or call 888-315-9618. BlockitPocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.